The Star Wars universe is massive, and ripe with stories that I think all of us have come to love throughout the movies and numerous TV shows. Some of these stories, however, no matter how great, are lost in time, with only very few people even being aware of their existence. In this all-new format, however, we plan to change that, and bring you the brilliant yet forgotten Star Wars stories that deserve to be thrust into the limelight, and given some sort of recognition. First on our list, of course, is the greatest Sith saga never told. It was roughly 1,000 years before the Battle of Yavin, and the rule of two had now truly ingrained itself within Sith culture. At the time of our story, a young three-eyed human mutant by the name of Darth Millennial was the Shadow Hand, also known as the apprentice to Darth Cognis. With that said, although Darth Millennial was raised and indoctrinated by the tenets of the rule of two, he was arguably one of the most insightful and intelligent Force beings of his time, and constantly questioned his teachings, subsequently resulting in him forming his own philosophies of the Force. These philosophies and ideas possessed by Millennial simply weren't compatible with those advocated by the rule of two, and thus often would put him at odds with his master, resulting in their relationship being extremely tense. Eventually, after Millennial had an epiphany and realized that the rule of the strong was more logical than the rule of two, he fled his master, and escaped to the remote planet of Dromund Kaas in order to avoid the wrath of Darth Cognis. Upon reaching Dromund Kaas and eventually settling on the planet, Millennial set to work creating one of the strongest and longest lasting Sith cults ever seen throughout the Star Wars universe. This new Sith religion was aptly named the Dark Force, and as one would expect, it was heavily inspired by the rule of the strong, and retained many of its core aspects. Millennial and his new Dark Force then went about recruiting new Force sensitives from all over the galaxy, and claimed himself to be a prophet who was chosen by the will of the Force. As time lingered on, the Dark Force exponentially grew in numbers, and consequently attracted many highly intelligent beings that, like Millennial, could prophesize the future. In addition to this, Millennial also labeled all those who didn't believe in the Dark Force heretics, and encouraged his loyal followers to slaughter these non-believers, which many of them, of course, did. The cult continued to grow and much time passed. Eventually, Darth Millennial passed away in a surprisingly peaceful manner, leaving behind a respectable legacy as the creator of the Dark Force, his name being mentioned in several texts throughout the New Republic. The followers of his religion eventually came to be known as the Prophets of the Dark Side, and following his death, they stayed on seclusion on Dromund Kaas for centuries, before eventually attracting the attention of the curious Sith Lord we all know as Darth Sidious. This now marks the end of part 1 of this Sith saga, and in my opinion, it's extremely surprising that a Sith cult as big as the Dark Force was able to survive for so long. Nonetheless, we still have a couple of parts to go and a huge story to cover, so now we await the fate of the cult in next week's video. As always, thanks for watching. Just before you go, I want to thank and congratulate our sponsors over at OK Cash, who have consistently been supporting the channel over the past couple of months, and who have also experienced the recent explosion in value of their coin. If you want to learn more about their amazing cryptocurrency, be sure to check out their Discord community and website. All links will be in the description below. Anyways guys, don't forget to join the wider intergalactic community on our website, Discord and Instagram, as well as our partners over at OK Cash. And as always, I hope to see you in the next video.